What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going back to the Arena album for the final time. I've reacted to every other tune on this live album from 1984, except for Planet Earth, which seems sort of like oddly and backwardly fitting in the sense that I understand it was their very first single, and eventually appeared on the self-titled debut album, 1981. So yeah, it was one of the first tunes I reacted to. I'm, maybe like the third or the fourth Duran Duran reaction I did. I very much enjoyed it. I remember at the time being a bit perplexed by the lyrics and thinking like, is it, maybe about an alien invasion, except there's nothing on Earth? I wasn't quite sure. And it was another one where people were like, LeBon's lyrics are sort of, famously a bit cryptic, a bit opaque, a bit metaphorical, symbolic, so you have to kind of, penetrate them in different ways and, maybe let your brain go in the way that they take you. So yeah, it was one of the first lessons in terms of me realizing that Simon's writing is, again, like very metaphorical and poetic and so on. So I do very much enjoy the tune. I've listened to it a number of times since then. Again, the lyrics, it's interesting. Not only do I think there are lines that I think at least allow for an interpretation of, extraterrestrial visitation of Earth, though again, seemingly an Earth in which life forms are not as abundant or widespread as they are in our current scenario. Obviously, it could be taken a number of different ways, and I wondered, that I realized after I listened to it a few more times, there's a line in there about new romantic, which they use that phrase specifically. My understanding is that was, sort of a musical scene or movement in the early 80s, and I believe at least at their, outset, that Duran were considered maybe part of this movement. So I wonder if that was sort of, putting a fine point on it, or perhaps even, this planet Earth is perhaps like it's addressing the sort of the music world at the time, and by using that phrase, it's sort of a nod to where they perhaps were being placed or seen. I have come to learn also that a lot of LeBon's lyrics over time have been, in response to media assessments of their group or of their career and so on. I feel like maybe this song is so early that that would be far less likely. But the idea that there might be some commentary hidden within lyrical themes that seem a bit more general would not be surprising. So again, it's another tune that even though I've now heard it a few times, I'm still sort of, trying to make sense of the themes and understand exactly where one might take the lyrics. But yeah, I am very interested to hear how it'll sound in a live setting. I've enjoyed a number of these tunes. The Careless Memories on this album, absolutely fantastic. The Chauffeur, where Simon plays the ocarina, like that was amazing. So I've really enjoyed this. Curious to hear how the sound, or how the song will sound in this version, but let's get to it. Or so let's get to it. This is Planet Earth by Duran Duran, 1984 on Arena. Like everything right there, the way the guitar came in, the bass, the keys, it was just like this, the track took off like exponentially. I do like that line, went outside to watch the night fall with the rain. Comment on that drum roll and then the guitar just shredding. God, this sounds great. Oh man, it's like Union of the Snake. It's hitting me like stronger than the studio version. it's got a bit more edge in this live version. It's like, my brain keeps going to different elements. Again, I was going to comment on the drum roll, and then the bass. And I do like that sort of helicopter, like, fragmented layer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have saxophone. Okay. Just stop it. Hear that? How long the sax held that time? This tune is notably more exciting than I gave it credit for. I think part of it is I've just been moving on and listening to more, but I need to circle back to this one. Again, it was the same experience as Union of the Snake in terms of, I enjoyed both of those songs when I heard them. And again, I perhaps will at least blame it partly on the fact that that was the very beginning of the deep dive. It was like right as I was about to fall down the rabbit hole. I'd come back, I'd listen to a couple tunes, a couple people commented, oh, you have this on vinyl, you might as well listen to that. It's an interesting tune. I think Secret October was one like that. And it was through those tunes that I said, wait a minute, I need to take a closer look at this group. Got a couple albums, and the rest is history. But yeah, that one is more interesting than I remembered it. Again, I think lyrically it's still funny. Like I think there's enough there that there could perhaps be multiple things going on, not only in the sort of original intent of the lyrics by Simon, but I do think there's a couple of different ways you could take that, and I stand by the fact that some of the lines like lend themselves to an interpretation of like extraterrestrial visitation. But either way, I do enjoy that, or I did enjoy that more than I remembered enjoying the studio version. So perhaps part of that is just they really crushed that live performance and added some power to it. I'm trying to remember, is the sax in the original? I mean, obviously I can go back and look at the video, or just look up the tune, in my music catalog. But I'm just trying to remember offhand if it had one. I don't think it did. I think I would have commented on it. And it wasn't until the deep dive had already started that I realized oh wow, they have tunes with saxophone on multiple different albums. What? See, I don't think it did, but someone please do correct me if I'm wrong there, and I'm just not remembering it. But yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that live version. Shout out to Arena. This is a great album. I'm very happy that I decided to get it. It was one of those things where again, eventually I would have gotten I will get all the studio albums, and I'm sure everything on here I would have been able to get through one album or another, or maybe some of the Duran Duran army that has begun assisting me, because again, it's more than just Izzy now. Shout out to Philip, shout out to Seb. There's been a couple other people who they haven't sent me anything yet, but they're hey, I have some of these. If I can figure out a way to send it to you, I will. So shout out to all of you, expanding this journey beyond what it might otherwise be, and just continually expanding my appreciation and love for this band, which I know so many of you, that's how you found this channel to begin with. So big ups to all you. But yeah, I'm very happy to have got it, and as I mentioned in another video, I recently ordered a copy of A Diamond in the Mine. I don't have it yet. I don't even think it's been actually shipped yet, but at some point in the next week or two I should have that, and would love to start going through that. But until then, I will see you next time. Peace.